Hi there, and welcome to Around the OrkneyBowl Extra Rousay Cup edition. All this show's really going to do is I'm going to go through what the Rousay Cup actually means, what you have to do, which is basically nothing apart from pick your normal team. And I'll go through the pictures so far and let you know how you're getting on. And then I might go into the spreadsheet and show you the tables, but you don't really need that this week. It's just 'cause it's only been 3 games for each, 2 games for each team. But I'll be in the background and I'll talk my way through it. So here's the go. So the Rousay Cup explained, hopefully. So it starts off with 96 teams. It gets split into 32 divisions of 3 teams. Each team plays each other twice, or between the weeks 1 to 6, and you get 3 points for a win. The top team after the 6 weeks will go into the last 32 knockout, where matches played over 2 legs between weeks 7 and 8. If the teams are tied on points, which can happen, it'll be a head-to-head decided between the 2 teams with the best points. Like if you won with both of them, then you would go through. But if they're both tied, 1 each, it'll go by points difference between the 2, like who's got the better points difference. And then if it's split between all 3, then whoever's got the best points difference over the 3 teams will go through. Then the winner of the last 16 is over weeks 9 and 10. All scores will be taken from your sleeper team, so all you've got to do is pick your team each week and don't have to worry about anything else after that. Then the winner of each of the last 16 or the last 16 will go to the quarterfinals, which will be over weeks 11 and 12. Then the winner of that will go the semi-finals, which will play week 13 and 14, and the most important one, which is called Year 1 finalists. The teams in the final, even if you're on a bye week on sleeper, make sure you pick your team because your points will count in the Rousay Cup final. And the winner over those 2 legs will end up being the winner. Tony Harrison won it Year 1, and Dave won it the last year. So South London Rebels Year 1 and Witcher Warriors Year 2. And they were in Division 2 at the time, so any division can win this. I think Division 4 team got to the final as well last year. So even if you're in Division 1, 2, 3, or 4, everybody's got a chance to win. So I need a drink. So Group 1, you have the EK Colts, 175.45 up against the Dickens Heath Demon, 196.68 in Week 1. Then Week 2, you had the Dickens Heath Demons, 214.15 against EU Villains, 167.86. And then Week 3, you had the EU Villains, 189.93 against EK Colts, 243.28. So as you can see, you don't play every week, you only play a couple. So Dickens Heath played the first 2 weeks, but didn't play Week 3. EK Colts played the first, the third, week 1, Week 3, Week 4, and Week 6. So EK Colts had a good run last week, but Dickens Heath Demons have won 2, EK Colts have won 1, and EU Villains have won 0 out of 2. But every team has played 2 games. Sorry. Group 2, we have the Bonnyrig Cheeseheads, 175.45 against the Stockholm Bengals, 167.92. Then Week 2, the Stockholm Bengals won 249.83 against the Guildford Raptors, 200.88. And then Week 3, the Guildford Raptors got 168.90, but the Bonnyrig Cheeseheads have 208.21. So the Bonnyrig Cheeseheads have won 2, Stockholm Bengals have won 1, and the Guildford Raptors have yet to win. And this week's fixture is the Stockholm Bengals against the Bonnyrig Cheeseheads. So basically a repeat of Week 1. And Bonnyrigs will obviously hoping to win to get 9 points. Stockholm Bengals wanting to win to go to 6 points each. Group 1, you've got the Dickens Heath Demons against EK Colts, which will be another close game. Then Group 3, you have the Gloucester Wolfpack, 236.21 against 133.91 the Lagosville Lemons. Then Week 2, you have the Lagos Lemons got 114 against the Newcastle Magpies, 229.18. And then come week 3, you've got the Newcastle Magpies got 155.79 against the Gloucester Wolfpack, 204.02. So the Gloucester Wolfpack have won 2, the Newcastle Magpies have won 1. And the week 4, you've got the Lagosville Lemons against the Gloucester Wolfpack. You've got to imagine going by the scoring by the lag. Oh, the Lagers did have a good score in week 3. And they would have beaten one of the teams, but not the other. But you'll find that out tomorrow. So Lagers will end up against the OrkneyBowl pack in week 4. Group 4, you've got the Darlington Dragons 218.62 against 197.22 Godalming Goats. Then the Godalming Goats 217 against 203.54 the Belfast Benchwarmers. The Belfast Benchwarmers 177.32 against 200.81 Darlington Dragons. So the Darlington Dragons have also won 2, Godalming Goats have won 1. And in week 4, you've got a matchup of Godalming Goats against the Darlington Dragons. Then over in Group 5, you have Edinburgh Thunderbirds in week 1, 184.63 against the Q Kings, 174.43. Week 2, you've got the Q Kings, 179.89 against a very close game, 182.53 the Clemson Marines. Clemson Marines in week 3, 170.70 up against Edinburgh Thunderbirds, 196.74. That's the Edinburgh Thunderbirds on 2 wins and the Clemson Marines on 1. And it's the Q Kings against the Edinburgh Thunderbirds in week 4. And every game has been pretty close, so it's not like nobody's been over 200 yet. But so the Q Kings are not out of it yet. They just have to get a bit of a winning streak to hopefully have a 3-way tie. Then we've got week Group 6. You've got the Seattle Patriots 130.87, who are usually a high-scoring team, but this year they've not been very high, against the Nottingham Rebels 177.47. Nottingham Rebels went 241.21 against 223.94 Southern Fifers. So that's 2 wins for Nottingham Rebels, but the Southern Fifers did get a win in week 3 against the Seattle Patriots 159.19 to 110.65. In week 4 sees the Nottingham Rebels up against the Seattle Patriots. Group 7, we have the Harrow Harlequins 146.47 against 174.18 Bankfoot Panthers. And the Bankfoot Panthers are 245.99 up against the poor Edinburgh Packers 183.64. Then week 4, the Edinburgh Packers 151.13 came up against the Harrow Harlequins. They've got 213.71. So although Craig's not scored much this year, he has come up against higher scoring teams in the league and in this. But then we've got the Bankfoot Bankers and the Harrow Harlequins in week 4. Group 8, you have the Rotherham Raiders 243.01 against the Top End Niners 189.52. They're in the same league as well. Then you've got the Top End Niners 168.80 against the 208.78 Bangham Sharks. So that's a showing the money rivalry that the Bangham Sharks came up on top. Then you've got the Bangham Sharks 191.42 against the Rotherham Raiders 156.62. Now come week 4, Doug's really going to have to start winning a couple of games. So he's up against the Rotherham Raiders in week 4. We've got the South London Rebels, year 1 champions, 157.92 against 148.82 Warners Bay Goonies. Then in week 2, you've got the Warners Bay Goonies 245.04 against the Sandbach Satans 222.83. Good score by Sandbach Satans, because they got 275 in week 1, but obviously it didn't count because they weren't playing. Then you've got the Sandbach Satans 181.65 against the South London Rebels 295.01. Week 4, we've got the Warners Bay Goonies against the South London Rebels. Group 10, we have Southampton Dockers 187.41 against 150.31 the Fullwood Patriots. Then we have the Fullwood Patriots 215 up against the New Mexico Chupacabras. I'm going to miss it with you. 159.35. And then week 3, we've got the New Mexico Chupacabras 147.12 against 215.72 Southampton Dockers. So 2 wins for Southampton and 1 for Fullwood. The New Mexico Chupacabras are going to have to score a bit better in this league, I think. Then week 4, we've got the Fullwood Patriots against Southampton Dockers. Group 11, we have the Portland Lumberjacks 192.96 against the Whitford Educators 152.94. In week 2, we've got the Whitford Educators getting 200 points this time, but came up against Glasgow Lightning 215.95. Then the Glasgow Lightning got 185.97, but they came up against the Portland Lumberjacks 224.22. So some pretty, well, a couple of close games. The first one wasn't so much, but the Whitford Educators are looking to get the revenge on Portland Lumberjacks in week 4. So I'll just catch my breath a bit. You've got the Plymouth Argyle Browns in Group 12. They were 155.30, came up against the Cork Red Army, 165.52. In week 2, Cork Red Army scored a good score of 217.45. Unfortunately, the Preston Panthers got 238.25. And I seem to have missed one out here, so I'll go have a quick look. Hold on a second. Preston Panthers have been scoring pretty high, so I'm guessing it's probably them that's got the highest score, but I'll double check. So, no, actually, Preston Panthers got 180.50, but the Plymouth Argyle Browns got 191.17. So in this division, everybody's got 3 points. And in week 4, you've got the Cork Red Army are up against the Plymouth Argyle Browns. So everything to play for in this one, but obviously the Preston Panthers have got a high scoring team. Then another one where everybody's got a win, Group 13, you've got the Manchester Bees, 222.96 against the Newcastle Colts, 175.47. The Newcastle Colts, 200 against the Newcastle Masters, 188.93. Then the Newcastle Masters, 206.85 against 187.87. So it seems to be if anybody gets 200, they win this game. But week 4, you got the Newcastle Colts against the Manchester Bees, with every team won 3 points. Group 14, we've got our Scarabray champions. We've got the Darlow Destroyers kicking off week 1 with 182.13 to 177.37 win over Newcastle Buccaneers. Then the Newcastle Buccaneers get 203.33, but unfortunately come up against the Trinity Flyers. Get my spelling. 217.10, and then on week 3, Trinity Flyers got 243, defeating the Darlow Destroyers 208.17. So we've got Newcastle Buccaneers against the Darlow Destroyers in week 4. The Newcastle Buccaneers are going to have to win that one to have any chance. Group 15, you've got the Norwich Mustard Men, 231.78 against 197.32 Rowney Cardinals. You've got the Rowney Cardinals, 257.58 against 186.73 Bodden Bears. And you've got the Bodden Bears, 249.07 against the Norwich Mustard Men. I'm going to replace you. I'm just going to go on the screen. I don't know where it's gone. Just a minute ago. There we go. So we have Group 15. We've got the Norwich Mustard Men, 231.78 against 187.732 Rowney Cardinals. Rowney Cardinals, 257.58 against 186.73 Bodden Bears. And the Bodden Bears, 249.07 against the Norwich Mustard Men, 212.32. That's all teams sitting on 3 points as well. Then you've got the Group 16, we've got the Gothenburg Angels, 209.27 up against the Cavite Porkers, 192.56, so close one for Port. Then week 2, Cavite Porkers, 154 against the Ancoats Citizens, 239.83, so not very close. Then the Ancoats Citizens got 166.80, the Gothenburg Angels 173.72, so that's 1-2. Ancoats Citizens are 1-1. In week 4, we've got the Cavite Porkers against the Gothenburg Angels. I'm making this bigger. There we go. So we can actually see it a bit better. So Group 17, we've got the Preston Hawks. They got 180.32 against the Birmingham Master Chiefs, 190.13. Birmingham Master Chiefs got 175.79 against 207.16 Aberdeen Bucks. Aberdeen Bucks are 223.42 against 145.57 Preston Hawks. You see to the right there, Preston Hawks have played 2, lost 2. Birmingham Master Chiefs have won 1, lost 1, and Aberdeen Bucks have played 2, won 2. Week 4, it's the Master Chiefs against the Preston Hawks. The Bognor in Group 18, we've got the Bognor Regis Falcons 178.77 against the Chicago Scorpions 228.92. Chicago Scorpions have got 235.34 up against the Scammerdale Hot Dogs 157.98 in week 2. Week 3 sees the Scammerdale Hot Shots 182.23 up against the Bognor Regis Falcons 153.21. So this one you've got the Chicago Scorpions on 6 points and the Scammerdale Hot Dogs on 3 points. And then week 4 we have the Chicago Scorpions against the Bognor Regis Falcons. Group 19, we have the Kilmarnock Kings 229.68 against the London Eagles 202.49. Then in week 2 we have the London Eagles 178.99 against the Glasgow Eagles 204. So then week 3 we have the Glasgow Eagles 182.87 against the Kilmarnock Kings 180.52. Obviously the Kilmarnock Kings are on 3 points, Glasgow Eagles are on 6, and the London Eagles are on 0. Week 4, we've got the London Eagles against Kilmarnock Kings, so the London Eagles will be hoping to get this one here and this one here, and any chance that they might get a chance to get through. Week Group 20, we've got the Darlington Rams, week 1 against the Peterhead Bloody Jets, 232.36 against 173.33. Then week 2, we've got the Peterhead Bloody Jets, 146.56 against the Leeds Lepers, 138.43. Then you've got the Leeds Lepers 185.91 against the Darlington Rams 172.12. So every team's got 3 points. You'd think Darlington Rams might win that one, but it wasn't the best week in week 3. Group 21, week 4, you have the Peterhead Bloody Jets up against the Darlington Rams. Group 21, you have the Workhorse, they changed their name, 157.04 to the Portsmouth Pirates 207.92. The Portsmouth Pirates in week 2 203.88 up against the Carlton Crew 188.75. Carlton Crew scored 194.42 in week 3 against the Workhorse, and that's a 240.37. So the Portsmouth Pirates have won 2, the Workhouse have won 1, and the Carlton Crew, usually a high scoring team, haven't actually got a win yet in that one. Group 22, you've got the Birmingham Patriots 235.15 up against the Bedford Brewskis 190.14. In week 2, you've got the Bedford Brewskis 190.10 against the Waterloo Warriors 204.79. Then a big high scoring game this week 3, Waterloo Warriors 249.76 against 210.67 for the Birmingham Patriots. Week 4 brings you Bedford Brewskis against the Birmingham Patriots, so one Mulhead and Dwarf Estate, so both Division 4 cup teams. The Birmingham Patriots have won 1, lost 1, 2 wins for the Waterloo Warriors, and the Bedford Brewskis are 0-2. Then we got Group 23. This one was a bit of a controversial one, this one, because this one at week 1 changed because of a score correction by 1 point, I think it was. Turbo Titans 207.52 against the Lee Vikings 206.86. Like I say, originally Lee Vikings had won it, but the score correction changed to a tie. Lee Vikings went on to win game 2, 194.17 against the Solihull Sharks 159.52. Solihull Sharks 178.97, lost this week 3 to the Turbo Titans 194.30. The Lee Vikings are up against the Turbo Titans, and they're going to want a bit of a revenge match after week 1. So the Turbo is on 6 points, Lee Vikings on 3, and the Solihull Sharks are on 0 points. Group 24, you have the Leeds Lassos 172.39 against the Chester Hurricanes 193.70. Chester Hurricanes 199.35 against the Royal Raiders 180.65. Royal Raiders in week 3 223.89 up against the Leeds Lassos 165.57. So that's the Chester Hurricanes have got 2 wins. The Royal Raiders have got 1 win. And the Leeds Lassos unfortunately got no points so far. And the Chester Hurricanes are playing the Leeds Lassos in week 4. So this one, Group 35 is a group of death, this one, because there's been high scorings in this one. Crew Juggernauts 182.88 against the Orkney Orcas 228.03. Orkney Orcas 205.13 up against the Dobos Darlow Diamonds 222.40. Dobo Darlow Diamonds in week 3 187.10, lost to Crew Duggernets 226.02. So yeah, you basically have to get 220 points to win a game in this division, so it's going to be fun. I've never made the playoffs yet, and I would like to start, but coming up against those two, it's going to be a bit hard. And this week, I'm up against the Crew Juggernauts in week 4. Group 26, we've got Year 1 Scarabray champions. We've got Dublin Everton Blues 205.93 up against the Plymouth Assassins 166.67. Week 2, the Dublin Everton Blues lose to the Laxdale Legends 175.67 to 181.70. Laxdale Legends 210.57 defeat the Plymouth Assassins 182.09. So Dublin Everton Blues, so I'll put that the wrong around. The Dublin Everton Blues are actually a 1-1-1, and the Laxdale Legends have 1-2, and the Plymouth Assassins have 1. Because I get to see them again here. The Group 27, you got the Witchett Warriors 156.42 against the Yorkshire Finns 226.02. The Yorkshire Finns, week 2, 202.08, come up against the Kirkwall Chargers 214.29. And then week 3, the Kirkwall Chargers 190.45 against 150.22, the Witchett Warriors. So that's the Yorkshire Finns got 1 out of 2, and the Kirkwall Chargers got 2. Group 28, you've got the Birmingham Bears, week 1, 174.83 against the Not Cold Knockouts, 151.97. Not Cold Knockouts, 175.77 against the Bucks Gold Rush, 154. Then in week 3, you've got the Bucks Gold Rush, 171.53 against the Birmingham Bears, 184.22. So that's the Birmingham Bears sitting on 2 wins, and the Not Cold Knockouts sitting on 1, with Gary sitting with none so far. But still pretty close. And in week 4, you've got the knockouts and Birmingham Bears. So if Gary wants a chance to win, he needs the knockouts to beat the Birmingham Bears, and he needs to win it. And it's going to go to a tiebreaker. So you've got the Group 29, you've got the Glasgow Fighting Gophers, 289.59 against the 208.53 Kirkwall Cowboys. Week 2, you've got the Kirkwall Cowboys 201.74 up against the Manchester Spinners 255.20. Manchester Spinners 189.71 against 135.77, the Glossop Fighting Gophers. So that will be 2 wins for the Manchester Spinners, 1 for the Kirkwall Cowboys, and the Glossop Fighting Gophers at 0-2. So they basically need the Kirkwall Cowboys to win this week against they need to beat the Glossop Fighting Gophers basically, and hope the Kirkwall Cowboys beat the Manchester Spinners in week 6, and aim to beat the Manchester Spinners in week 6 to go with a 3-way tie. But the Manchester Spinners have scoring pretty high, so I can't see that one happening, to be honest. But you never know, it is fantasy football. So Group 30, you've got the Lancashire Bombers 183.97 against the Whitford Rockstars 183.91. Whitford Rockstars 181.17 against the Nairn Knights 185.46. Then week 3, you've got the Nairn Knights 210.18 against the 195.87 Lancashire Bombers. The Lancashire Bombers are sitting at 0-2, the Whitford Rockstars are 1-1, and the Nairn Knights are 2-0. Group 31, we've got the Blue Toon Texans, I'm pretty sure they were last year's runner-up, 142.27 against the Leicester Tigers 205.08. Then you've got the Leicester Tigers in week 2, 125.79 against the Melbourne Supremacy 225.32. Melbourne Supremacy 195.17 against the Blue Toon Texans 172.43. So the Melbourne Supremacy are looking pretty supreme from Happy Valley, sitting at 2-0, and the Leicester Tigers at St Magnus are sitting at 1-1 with no points for the Blue Toon Texans. And the final group, which is what makes this more fun, because I'm pretty sure Alan's lost his first games, but he's actually won 2 here. The Kirkwall Raiders are 174.02 against the 166.16 Arcadia Red Rose. Arcadia Red Rose 186.54 against the Preston Mooney Tunes. Pez is going to love that score, 159.38. Then Preston Mooney Tunes 158.82 up against the Kirkwall Raiders 196.48. So Alan, the Kirkwall Raiders are sitting at 2-0, looking quite good at 6 points. The Arcadia Red Rose sitting on 3 points. and the rest of Mooney Tunes sitting with 0 points. And on week 4, yes, sorry, Ian, it's not been a great start for you. So you've got a chance, and this week it's the Arcadia Red Rose against the Kirkwall Raiders. So if you want anybody to win this week, Ian, you want the Arcadia Red Rose to beat the Kirkwall Raiders, then you'll have to win your last 2 to get a chance to have a 3-way tie, and hopefully for a better points difference. But the fact the Kirkwall Raiders are sitting plus 204, it's going to be a hell of a turnaround. So that's the way that one goes. I don't know here. That's how we do it here. So when you get to the playoffs, each group will be here. There's always next year, Ian. Like actually, I've never made it past yet. So the last 32 matches are weeks 7 and 8. So Group 1 will play Group 9. Group 6 will play 25. 23 will be 11. I think I've got it up here easier. There we go. So the last 32 knockouts of 7 and 8, you've got Group 1 and 9, 6 and 25, 23, 11, 12 and 31, 7 and 17, 13, 29, 16 against 18, 14 against 4, 30 against 26, 32 against 20, 3 against 19, 27 against 8, 15 against 21, 2 against 22, 8 against 24, and 10 against 5. And then on to the last 16, which are played over weeks 9 and 10. The winner of the previous round, match 14, will play 15, 6 will play 2, 3 will play 5, 11 will play 16, 8 will play 4, 13 will play 7, 10 will play 12, and 9 will play 1. Then over weeks 11 and 12, 6 will play against match 8, 6 will play against 8, 5 will play against 1, 7 will play against 3, and 2 will play against 4. In the semi-finals over weeks 13 and 14, the winner of match 1 will play match 4, and match 3 will play match 2. Then obviously the final speaks for itself because it's the last 2 that are left. But you just have to remember that you will have to set your lineup, because if you made it in a bye week in your playoffs, whether it be the consolation or the actual one, you still will have to set your lineup, because that will be the score that counts in the final here. Like I say, year 1 that didn't happen, and somebody lost. They would have lost anyway, but it would have been a lot closer in the final if they hadn't not picked their team. So that's the Rousay Cup. And let's say there'll be, and we can answer any questions that anybody's got. Sorry, my throat's not great. I'm getting a bit sore again, but I did some Teflon before I came on. But any other questions, you can message me, or this show here will usually be about 7 o'clock on a Thursday. If you've got any questions about the OrkneyBowl at all, or if a game didn't get picked up and you want something to talk about it, just give us a shout and we can talk about it on the show. Because it'll be about half an hour to 45 minutes show each week. Just like a little bit extra, so it's not so much for me and Craig to go through another one. And then thank for the couple that watched, and anybody that watches it, give a like and a comment. Whether you can understand me or not, it's a different matter. And if you want a copy, I will post if anybody wants a copy of the link for the spreadsheet for the Rousay Cup, just give me a message and I'll give them a copy so they can keep an eye on it. Thank you very much for the couple that did watch, come in and out. Whether you understood me or not, it's a completely different matter. And we'll see you tomorrow night, 8:30, for the Around the OrkneyBowl Week 3 review with Craig. Thank you.